Hey, what is up guys, it's Rob. Hope you're doing really good out there. So recently I made a video about this thing, which is the brand new Sonicake Matribox 2 Pro pedal, kindly sent to me by Sonicake. And I made a video demo and review. I'm gonna leave that link below if you wanna check that out. But I mentioned in that video that I had other plans for how I actually intended to use this pedal, because this is actually the third installment of the Matribox series of pedals by Sonicake. But I found for me that the first two pedals, the original Matribox and Matribox 2, were better suited for just kind of home use, kind of coming up with some cool tones and playing about, that sort of thing. And I only really demoed the presets in those ones, whereas this one, when I made my video, straight away one of the things I noticed about this pedal is that it seems a lot more geared towards being very friendly for live use. As some of you may be aware, if you've seen any of my content before, is that I actually play in a function band here in the UK. We play weddings, parties, everything like that. And I like to use these kind of things to play the gigs with. I don't actually own an amp anymore. I got rid of my amps years ago, and since then, all of my gigging rig and everything like that, which again I've made videos about here on my channel, is all pedal based pretty much. Anyway, it's been a little while since I made that last video about the pedal, and when I made that video, it was literally, I'd had this out of the box, I'd created some tones that I intended to use for gigs, and that was about it. I hadn't actually used it live yet. Fast forward to now, I've used this thing at quite a few gigs. I'll probably say somewhere between 5 and 10 gigs, maybe even more than that. I'm actually just gonna insert a little bit of footage from my last gig that I played with this thing, because I was actually able to get a little bit of footage. Sometimes that's hard to do when I'm playing weddings. I can't always film myself playing, you know, when there's a lot going on, but on my last gig, I managed to get a little bit of footage. So let's check out this thing in action with my band last Saturday. So there you go, there's a little bit of footage with me using this thing. You can see me setting it up. On my pedal board, you might have noticed there were some other pedals as well. All of those were not plugged in. The only thing that was plugged in was the Sonicake Matribox 2 Pro, and everything that I kind of did, or all of my sounds came literally just from this. It's got an amazing big screen there. You can see me using the tuner and things like that. And yeah, switching about it is super easy. I get some pretty good tones. I've had to make some little tweaks on the tones that I made in the last video. Obviously, I hadn't used those at gigs yet, so then when you are in the gig, you might want to tweak things, whether it's volumes, whether it's kind of like gain levels or things like that. I've done that a little bit, but it's still pretty much the tones that I had in that last video, to be honest. So yes, I've mentioned you can use this thing at a gig quite easily, but from my experience so far, has there been any issues or anything like that? That's what I'm gonna talk about now. And I'd say yes, but those issues are more to do with how I'm using the thing rather than the thing itself. What I mean by that is I might be making it a little bit more difficult for myself by doing kind of too much dancing around on the switches there with the way that I have things set up, as opposed to this thing is difficult to navigate. It's not difficult to navigate, it's very easy, but still figuring things out. I might have kind of got a couple of sounds or a couple of effects in different places that I need to try and access quickly in the middle of a song, and I find myself dancing around where I could set that up a lot simpler. Obviously, if I just have the time to kind of sit there and plan it out a little bit better. So that's one of the main things. If you want to use this at a gig, logically plan out where you want your sounds to be and your access and everything like that, because you don't want to be on stage dancing around too much on the pedal. The next thing, and this is probably again more of a me issue than the pedal, but if these switches here at the bottom, which is what I use pretty much most of the time at the gig, switching between my tones and adding effects on and things like that, if these switches were just a little bit further apart, that would be great. Obviously the pedal would probably have to be a little bit wider like that, but I find that sometimes when I go to click on one, I actually end up pressing two by accident, because obviously it's hard to see sometimes when I'm looking down. I could be playing a gig that's quite dark, and even though these things light up, you know, if I look down quickly and try to press a button, I might miss, or I might press too many. One thing I've done a couple of times in the middle of a song is if I click on these two by accident, I actually click on the looper function on the pedal, and then suddenly I'm like, where's my sound gone? And the first time it happened, I didn't even know what I'd done, and all my sound disappeared in the middle of a song, and I had to try and figure it out, but I realized I put the looper on, so then I had to turn the looper off. Sometimes I might put the tuner on if I click these two by accident. Little things like that, you know, if these were just a little bit further apart, but that could just be me being really clumsy. So that's my experience so far. This video, I didn't really want it to be too long, because I just wanted to make a quick update to my last video when I was saying I want to use this at gigs. Now I have. And this was a little bit of footage from my last gig and talking about my experience of this so far. I think it's great. But yeah, this brand new pedal, the Sonicake Matribox 2 Pro pedal, you can absolutely use it at gigs. I think it's great. If you want to pick up one of these Matribox 2 Pro pedals, I'll leave a link in the description where you can go and get one from. It's an affiliate link, so obviously if you buy one, I get a little bit of commission too. But yeah, I love this thing. I'm so glad that I have it. It's made my, if anything, not just my guitar playing sound better, it actually makes my band sound better, because the better my guitar playing sounds, the better my band sounds, you know, so they're very thankful as well. So yeah, that's about it. Don't forget to go and check out the video demo of this pedal if you want to see me showing how it works, creating tones and all that sort of stuff. Don't forget to leave this video a like and leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I make lots of guitar and music related content, and hopefully I'll see you next time.